Welcome to the Leap of Faith tour. This is stop number 2 in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm sitting here with Jiggy M Official. And if you saw his live stream that we just finished, it was incredible. And this is all his equipment, so like I look super official now. None of this had anything to do with me at all. At all. I met Jiggy through a friend of mine, Phineas. I'm shouting you out right now. About a week ago. Something like that. And you have such good energy. And I was immediately super excited to have you be a part of this because that's exactly what I want the world to see is that kind of energy and that kind of spirit. So I'm just going to jump in. How did this become a part of your life? How did you get started in music?
Yes. Well, it really started, I remember I was just a kid and I watched Illmind Hobson 4. And then like Hobson was like one of the biggest inspirations is because I saw him just like be in a room. And mind you, I'm one of those kids, I'm a geek at heart. So I love to stay in a room and play video games and all that. So I saw just this dude that was in his room rapping, but just killing it and doing all the production himself. Mind you, I have no musical bone in my body. I just know how to draw at this time. I'm like 16. I'm like, I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be that. And then like, oh man, the list goes on. Hobson, Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, all of them were just rapper and producers. Kanye West that I saw like craft their own world with their raps and their production. So I was like, let me do this.
Try to take it all, but they never gonna take my soul. No, that's where I'm supposed to go. But to the top, that's where I'm in. Let's go. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for. And when you come time, they try to take it all, but they never gonna take my soul. And all we gotta know is where I'm supposed to go. But to the top, that's what I'm aiming for. Okay, and they try to take my energy, but I never let them put it in the mid. No negativity up in my entity. Now all these friends turn it into enemies, yeah. They try to take my energy, but I never let them put it in the mid. No negativity.
Yeah, but you're seeing him do this, but like what like inside you was like, this is what I need to do.
I think it's very weird. It's because I feel like when you're a child, you move very subconsciously. So I didn't know exactly what it was at the time. I just knew it felt right. Like I always tell people, if I felt like I was on the wrong path, I would stop immediately. But for some reason, it just didn't stop. And like I was going to be an architect. I was on the road to be an architect. One of the first people in my family to graduate college. And I remember it was like during the summer, I did a whole bunch of music and I just did funny videos. So then I'm showing my classmates and they're cracking up and everything. And mind you, I'm like 17 at the time. I think it's senior year in high school. And then the teacher told me, it's like, Jalen, I like that, but you realize you're going to have to choose between one or the other. And then the first thing in my mind, I'm like, I'm doing this.
Okay, let's go. Hey, got the keys to the drop. Well, you know we got it on lock. Red light, can you dudes need to stop? Can we make it hot? Speakers on fire when we not making movies while you sit back and watch. Got the keys to the drop. Well, you know we got it on lock. Red light, and you dudes need to stop. Can we make it hot? Speakers on fire when we not going to the top while you sit back and watch. Cause we going and we going. Stop until we on. Yeah, we headed to the top, but we taking off. And we give it to them raw with the shimmies off. Let's be going and we going. Stop until we on. Yeah, we headed. Okay, let's go. Hey, taking off like a high-speed chase. Jig on them like a drag race, gassed up. We ain't pressing brakes, big bets, high stakes. Scared money, sit back and wait. You ain't hungry, we take food off your plate and still say grace. I'm a product of survival tactics. Mama taught us to flip, but I ain't talking gymnastics. Coming off the top like I'm jumping out the attic. And I'm flying in the purple falcon from Aladdin. I've been really putting in the work, yeah, the flow clean, but I came from the dirt. This is from my head, just grinding for what they deserve. Each moment priceless when you find out your work, that's crazy. Big flex, put the weight on me, but Jay don't sleep. Been working like there's hate on me. They want me, it's my tree. Hey, closed caption, you better watch how you speak. Oh, we got it on lock, yeah. Dudes need to stop, what? When we not making movies while you sit back and watch, got the keys to the drop. On lock, red light, yeah, you dudes need to stop, let's go.
maybe architecture is going to come along, but this is way too much fun, and I'm having a good time. So, yeah, it's just spirits. I guess just my spirit is just leading me. I'm a vessel, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, is anyone else in your family done music before, or is this kind of... No,
Nah,
just
nobody
like, you
has.
just decided, like, I'm going for it. Let me do this.
Yeah. Nobody. We didn't really come from much, and a lot of my family had to hustle and do stuff illegally to get money. So I've seen a lot of brothers and my stepdad just go in and out of prison. My real dad, he was kind of there but wasn't really there, and then my mom, she struggled with a sickness that kept her in and out of hospital. So I had to just. It's like J. Cole said, no role models. Like, I legit just had the computer and the TV, and then I just like stayed in my room and just came up with stuff.
So you said you're 24, so you've been doing this for 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
Okay. So, like, what do you think has been like your biggest turning point thus far? Like, whether it's identifying your sound or like having a really cool like divine moment.
Yeah, I think my biggest turning point recently was. Shout out to the coronavirus, because the coronavirus made me stay in my house and learn things like piano. Like, I just picked up piano probably like 3 months ago. I wasn't very fluid with it, but it made me sit down and really just like challenge myself. And I think within that, I've unlocked. There's this crazy quote I just came across not too long ago. It was like wait, I'm gonna pull up the Instagram post so I say this right.
Please hold.
I'll be trying to be like, all right, so the most beautiful part of mastery is learning how to let go. To not worry and not like fear like, oh, I'm going to be wrong. Oh, this is going to be wrong. To just completely let go and just be a vessel of creativity and let it just pour out through your body. That's the most beneficial thing I've learned. It's 'cause
I just wanna see you more. Maybe we can be the truth. I just wanna see you more. Maybe it's just me and you. See you more. Me and you. See you more. What you do.
We just talked about this before. We both suffer from perfection paralysis, where it's like, oh my gosh, like this isn't good enough. It's not perfect. What if this sound? What? And then like you end up not doing anything.
Exactly.
Because like you're chasing a unicorn.
Yeah, straight up.
It's not real. It's not real at all.
Yes.
And so, and I talked to you about this before the live show, that artists are the most courageous people that I know.
Yeah.
And so, like for you, what is your greatest fear? And what do you think has been your biggest act of courage up to this point, or maybe in the near future?
Yeah, my biggest fear, I was about to say favorite fear.
Favorite fear? He's got a list.
I got a list.
Keeps on the wall.
The most entertaining fear, though, I'm afraid of like just being like drowning, period. I've almost drowned 7 times in my life. So,
well, that's a reasonable fear, though. That's not a funny fear. That's like normal.
No, it's just different. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll go out on a boat and everything, and then like I have certain levels of I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm on the back of that little like buggy on the back of the boat, you know how you're just splashing and everything, I will not wear a life jacket. If I die, I die. I will die having a whole bunch of fun.
It's one of those things, if it's my time, it's my time.
But if we just stop the boat and I go out in the water, I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but my biggest fear is, I want to say, well, actually, no, it feels, all right, it's not being successful. That was the biggest fear. But then the more that, and like just running into your story and talking with you, the more that I realized that if you think radically, and you are super different and you wholeheartedly believe in it, like failure is something that doesn't come. Even if it's not intended, it's a certain way of success. You feel what I'm saying? You have a certain lesson. So that used to be my biggest fear, but I feel like personally, like I'm overcoming that every single day.
Well, and it's funny too, because even if you start on a journey with an end in mind, like you may not get to that end, but it may be successful in a way that you just didn't even occur to you, where you're like, oh my gosh, I never saw that coming ever.
Yeah,
and that's the cool part about life, is that like it really is about the journey. I tend to be very destination minded. Well, I have to get this much money and I have to make this and I have to do that. But that's not
exactly
the fun
it's
part.
A journey.
The trip is the road part. That is why the Leap of Faith tour is a road trip. So what about as far as like courage? What do you think in your life up to this point has required the most courage? And what do you think moving forward is going to kind of be some of your big leaps of faith?
I think what's required the most courage in my life, just daring to be different, daring to like push the stigmas and do something off the wall and crazy. Like I'm one of the people that will walk in wearing something crazy like short shorts around all my hood guys. Shout out to y'all. And they be like, what you wearing, bro? What's that? What you wearing? And I'd be like, y'all ain't on this level. I just love to be different. And I think it takes a lot of courage to be different, is because we get caught up in certain environments and that make us think a certain type of way. You feel what I'm saying? And then you see everybody else doing it, so you don't want to feel different. But like that's where I flourish, and I feel like I'm the most comfortable. And I think David Bowie said a perfect quote on it. He was like, when I feel very uncomfortable, I know I'm in a space to create as the best as possible. I have to push myself in order to step out of your boundaries.
Okay, I lose breath every time we touch. The air blows out of me like a wind gust. And we a power couple, ain't nobody stopping us or robbing us, because we both dropping up. Body to my fly, no question, you'll ride. Ain't gotta say the destination, how inside. Beauty effortless, you ain't even had to try. And throwing curves like a pro picture at these guys. So go ahead and back about it again. We space bar lanes and delete them. Yeah, your heart was broken in your history, but I control feeling pace back to pretend. So you ain't gotta worry about a thing. You treat it like a queen when you rockin' with the king. Gotta get me straight, baby, you're what I crave. Cause the love gives the kisses a better taste. Oh, hey.
And I think sometimes we like, and I don't think people intentionally do this, but we grow up in environments where different is wrong.
Yes.
Like,
yes, that's
oh,
very
you're
true.
doing that wrong. Like, you're doing life wrong because musicians can't make money.
Yes.
Or, like, you have to go to college or all this crazy stuff. And it's like, none of that is true.
Exactly.
I so wish that I knew all of this when I was a kid. And that's part of what these are for, too, to tell people, you don't have to do this.
Yes. Little kids, y'all pay attention. I
Listen
don't care
up.
if you're 6 and you have your little applesauce in your hand. You know, kids, when they're 6, they don't know how to, like, properly eat food, so you're probably sticky. But if you come across this video, just listen. That's all you gotta do, just listen.
That's all you gotta do. So, what's the road ahead? What happens
The road
next?
ahead, what happens next, I'm moving up to New York City in October. I'm gonna go ahead and just move up there. I got enough saved up for a month, and I'm just gonna just get into some stuff and expand my horizons. I lived in Lynchburg my whole entire life, so it's time to move on to the next level. Releasing new music, and like the music that we got coming out is crazy. I'm happy to share it. It's because people know me from the children's music. That was the first thing I was ever marketed with, and I love it to death, but it's only a little bit of my creativity.
Yeah.
When I have like this expansion that I know like everybody is gonna like, and I know it's just gonna resonate with people on a whole nother level of like just something to confide in, or something to get you amped, or something to just make you feel an emotion that is like, yes. I like it when it's your artist, your favorite artist, you listen to them and it's like, yo, this is me.
This feels so
This
good.
is me. This is me. This is my song. And then your friend comes to you and tells you this song, the same song. You're like, no, this
Like,
is
that
my
is
song.
my song.
This is not your song.
Yeah.
Then it goes popular and you be like, oh, now
Yeah.
it's everybody's song. I can't like it anymore.
I love songs that like all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like the biggest badass ever. Like I've just come
Ooh,
out
you
of
just-
a car and just been like, excuse me, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'm about to take over. Love it. So I listen to a lot of rock. Because that reason I was like, let me grab my leather jacket. I'll be right back.
And like, all right, so I'm really big into hip hop, but like, luckily the dude who like Stone Zone that I produced a lot of these songs with, he's like this hick, like redneck dude
That's
from a whole
so
entire
dope.
different walk of earth, and he has this like background with metal and everything. So when we combined, it's like it's so crazy. It makes no sense how like we're both like we just mesh so well together, and then we just make this like crazy different music.
Oh my gosh, metal infused anything is generally a good idea.
It really is.
Shout out to the Sons of Texas. I'm trying to get a collaboration with you. Still
Collab with
hunting
this
y'all
lady.
down. Still hunting
Collab
y'all
with
down.
this lady. Collab with her.
So you have a song coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
Details.
Yes. All right. So the song is called "Chosen," and I say this a lot is because I wholeheartedly believe it. I feel like this generation is going to be a generation that ends racism and prejudice, and I feel like the next generation is going to be the generation that doesn't see it whatsoever. And then it takes our steps to make sure that happens. That's a responsibility. And I feel like a lot of us get caught up, especially in my community. A lot of us get upset like, damn, they killed another black man. Like, this is something, I've heard this way too many times. And I feel like a lot of people feel like change is not happening. And I came from the position, we set up a peaceful protest, and we had like way too many people than what we expected. We thought it was gonna be like 300 people. It was like 1,000 people.
That's
You feel
awesome,
me?
man.
So then, I mean, I'm just there, I'm chanting, I'm yelling with them, getting everybody hype and everything. My voice is about to die, but I'm holding on for dear life. And then my crazy self is like, you know what? I need a studio session today. I know my voice probably has like 5 minutes of recording left
But you
in
got
it.
some gravel in there that you might not normally have.
Exactly. Yeah, you got a
Keeping
little.
it
But the energy was just there, so that energy is put into this song, and it's just a reminder that we are going to be the change, and we're the chosen generation to do this.
I just know I gotta keep going. We the generation that's chosen. I'd rather die the way that I'm going than to live stuck in emotions. Yeah, let that sink in. Then I live stuck in emotions. I'd rather die the way that I'm going. They say protect and serve, but we don't feel safe. And we ain't got no justice, so we gotta pray. I stand in front of this crowd, I got a lot to say, but I don't even think they hear me anyway. They say protect and serve, but we don't feel safe. And we ain't got no justice, so we gotta pray. I stand in front of this crowd, I got a lot to say, but I don't even think they hear me anyway.
We actually took live speeches from the event, and we put it in there.
That's awesome.
And oh my gosh, shout out to my boy CP on bass. Shout out to Phineas for mixing and mastering the project.
Phineas is a common theme here.
Yeah,
just so you know.
Phineas,
Yes.
yo, Phineas is amazing.
Is the guy. He's the
Finestro,
guy.
you better work with him. Y'all better work with him and get
We're gonna tag him and post everything, and
exactly.
Instagram's gonna blow up.
Phineas. But yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's awesome. I'm excited. Like, I've already heard it, so you'll get a surprise. But I guess last question, like, what is your favorite quote? Like, what would you have or even a mantra, a quote or a mantra
I would
that
like to say
is the most important to you?
mantra. It's because I know so many quotes. Mantra. Let's see a mantra. I feel like if you deep down, like, wholeheartedly believe, and you listen to that first voice in your head, not the follow-up voice that be like, is this idea stupid? No, you listen to the first voice that set the idea. I really believe that is the right voice. That is your spirit moving into the right direction, and that you should make those decisions immediately. It's because the minute you wait is the minute that it goes away. So follow that first voice. It's because that first voice takes you so far.
Yep. Trust your instinct, not the always listening voice.
Facts.
That one that's always sitting in the back, ready to complain, or ready to tell you why it's not possible,
It's
or
like,
why
"Yeah,
you're not
that's
good
stupid,
enough.
though." And it's always delayed. It'd be like idea, and it'd be like,
Yep. You just
but that's stupid though. That's dumb. What? How are you gonna do that? You
And it's
dumb.
angry all the time
Yeah,
for
it's
no
always
reason.
angry and anxiety. Come on, I want to watch Netflix. You're tired.
Real. That's real. That's real. So thank you so much for this. This was incredible.
Thank you.
All of this is going to be released on my newsletter for the Leap of Faith tour. There's going to be a podcast coming out later with a lot of the audio, and we'll be releasing clips of the video. If you don't already, you can follow me on Instagram at Monty Mater Music. That's where I post how to watch the streams when they're happening, the calendar of events. And Jiggy, I'm going to have you give your socials one more time.
All right, cool. My social medias are at Jiggy M Official on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't really be on Twitter, but you can follow me on Twitter. Spotify, Apple Music, Jiggy M. You can legit just Google me. Just Google Jiggy M. You'll find me somewhere in there.
And that's M as in Mary.
Yes,
for
Jiggy
those
M.
who are hearing in the back.
Yes. And yeah.
Awesome,
That's
man.
so cool.
So dope. I can't wait for you to go to New York.
Yo, I can't wait to go either.
You're going to love it. You're going to
I
love
just know I gotta keep going. We the generation that's chosen. I'd rather die the way that I'm going than a little stuck in emotions. Hey, let that sink in. Than a little stuck in emotions. I'd rather die the way that I'm going than a little stuck in emotions. No matter what you do, keep going. No matter what you do, keep going. No matter what you do, keep going. Cause we the generation that's chosen. Yeah.